me about
So
that.
first, I'll just start with my shameless plug of Berea College. It's a work college in Berea, Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky, and the big thing that
How did you find out about Berea?
Nana.
Okay.
Yeah, so she went there, a friend of the family, and so I was initially recruited by the soccer team, and then I had other people would just continue to tell me how great of a school it was, and
So did you play in Berea?
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
I played all 4 years.
All 4 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so again, as a 17-year-old kid, that was one thing that led me to be there. Being able to still be able to play soccer, that was one. Two, I also received full scholarships to other schools, but a lot
What
of
schools? I don't know if you got any Ivy League, so I feel ashamed of myself.
I was not Ivy. I didn't. Ohio State, University of Cincinnati, and Purdue.
Okay.
But it was there that allowed. They didn't have my scholarship wasn't based off of my GPA, and I got to play soccer.
Got you.
So that's what led me to go there. I had a few other friends in my class that were going there also.
Oh, okay.
I was looking forward to a new environment. These were all different things that I was looking at, and yeah, that's what led me there. And I've been candid with anybody that's ever asked me. The first year, I did not like it at all. And
Why is that?
so I mean, I was moving from urban or suburban Cincinnati to rural Kentucky. Again, as a 17-year-old, in which my mindset initially was that I was going to be going there to play soccer, right? So soccer season came, soccer season went. After it finished, I think I was trying to then understand what I'm still doing here,
So did you have it in your mind that it was soccer first and then school?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was unfortunate.
dangerous.
It was something that me and my dad had a lot of back and forth about, but yeah. And again, it was all rooted in the fact that there's this pipeline, especially in African communities, that, after you finish high school, you're supposed to go to college, So I was going to college more because I just thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But since I didn't know why I was there, the one thing that I knew that was because I was playing soccer, so that's why that was my mindset, right? But a lot of growth came from being there, living on my own, meeting different people. A lot of people there from the Appalachian region, but many people from other places, very big international presence at Berea. And that growth allowed me to appreciate that place a lot more. Yeah, absolutely.
So I know you talked about they didn't look at your GPA going into Berea, but what is a requirement in getting into Berea since it's a fully fledged scholarship? Like, what did they look for? If I wanted to go to Berea in high school, what did I have to do?
So I don't think they actually have a GPA cutoff, but most of the people who are at Berea College, or not most, all, they are from low-income families.
Got it.
So that's you have to be able to qualify from that standpoint first.
Got it. I did not know that.
Yeah. So I was fortunate that there's a school that looks out for people that may not have the resources to go to college, and that's what that school is really for. Again, it sits in the Appalachian region where there's a lot of impoverished communities there. So that's having a school like that, an institution like that, is really helpful for a lot of people, and people end up benefiting from it after they leave, being debt free. I was debt free when I left there, so it was a great experience, and definitely helped propel me to where I'm at now.
To where you are now.
Yeah.
I think, piggyback on that, I think most colleges or most college institutions like that needs to do a better job of spreading the word, because I didn't know about Berea till I thought that all colleges you have to either get a scholarship or hustle your way through it.
Yeah.
So if there are a lot of low income people like Africans or diasporas that could benefit from it, whether
Absolutely.
Africans or
Absolutely.
whatever country they're from, so maybe you can help spread the word too.
Oh, I've been spreading the word since I went there, because I was fortunate to know about there because I knew I had a friend that went there. Exactly. But I was absolutely aware that not many people know. So Berea College typically pulls students from the Appalachian region, in which Cincinnati is a bit outside of it. But sometimes they do really good at trying to recruit people from Cincinnati and even Cleveland. But yeah, a lot of people from Western North Carolina, Eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, Atlanta. Yeah.
So let's go back to your career in Berea. How was it like playing soccer and doing undergrad? Because myself, I wanted to play soccer in college, and I talked to a doctor, and he was like, if you're trying to do sports medicine and play soccer, you're not going to have time to do your undergrad. So pick one. So how was that experience like?
It was tough. It was tough, and a habit that I picked up on my second year, which I sometimes go back to, I changed my sleep cycle. So practice was typically around 6 to 8. So after I
AM?
PM, yeah. And after I got done with practice, that's when I would go to sleep immediately, shower, eat, go to sleep, wake up at 2 a.m., 2 or 3 a.m., do my homework at that time from 2 to 6 or whatever, then go classes and out and repeat. It was definitely a big compromise sometimes in terms of classes, but it was a challenge that I think I handled well. So when I was then applying to med school, when they saw that, he was a student athlete for 4 years,
that helped out a bit.
Yeah, that helped out a bit. In terms of me being able to sell myself for one, but also the habits that I picked up on really helped me in med school and now residency in terms of being able to manage.
So, okay, change your sleep cycle. How was it like doing your undergrad? Was your major strictly chemistry, or did you have to change it again? Because I know with med school, you don't have to strictly stick to one science. Like, you don't have to like a biology major to go to med school or physics or whatever. Right. So did you stick to the chemistry, or did you have to change it a bit?
I never changed my major. Came in with chemistry, and even when I decided that I wanted to do physical therapy, I still kept the chemistry major, because just like with medicine, with physical therapy, you can get in with any degree, as long as you have the prerequisites down. So that's what ended up being the adjustment, because initially when I was thinking physical therapy, I then had to take some more exercise physiology courses, and that was my last semester during my third year, the second semester, third year. And then when I decided I wanted to do medicine, I just had to pick up more classes. So I had to pick up more physics. I think that was the big one. And then I think, apart from that, I was able to already get everything else. So there wasn't much pivoting. I was pretty surprising. And I think the fact that I went to a liberal arts school really helped with that, because I already had to take a bunch of courses to fulfill the liberal arts. Exactly. And a lot of those were aligned with what I needed for med school.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my last question with undergrad is, were there any challenges that you faced that you can share with other people? Because myself, I didn't really figure out undergrad till maybe my third year in. I was a 6-year student, for anyone that needs to know that. Until my third year in, that's when I was like, oh, this is how you do college. College is different from high school. Yeah. Were there any, aha moments or anything that sparked that for you?
I'll share this story. So I was taking microbiology, and that class was just known to be a tough class. A lot of information being thrown at you. The professor was known to be very tough. First exam, I remember I was still on the same sleep cycle. Even though it was the springtime and I didn't have soccer, I was still in that sleep cycle. So I remember I fell asleep at 8, and I told myself I was gonna wake up at 2 and study. Overslept. The exam was at 8, and I woke up at like 7:15.
Oh.
And I remember at that moment, like, it was like maybe a good 5 minutes of freaking out, and then I just accepted the defeat at that point. Took the exam, got a 26% on it. And the teacher, professor, she sat me down, asked me about what happened with that, and I told her exactly what happened. Mind you, this is second or third year, so this is me still trying to figure